Have you ever felt that one small mistake means everything is ruined? In relationships, this all or nothing thinking is a real struggle for many. It's not about being dramatic. It's how the brain processes information. For neurodivergent individuals, especially with autism or ADHD, nuance can be incredibly hard to process. Information is often categorized into clear, distinct boxes. There's little room for, maybe, or sometimes. Imagine a perfect day with your partner. Then, a small disagreement occurs. For some, this small argument can instantly shatter the perception of the entire day, making it feel completely ruined. This isn't about being unstable. It's a cognitive pattern where a single negative event can overwrite all previous positive experiences. The relationship goes from perfect to broken in an instant. A neurotypical partner might see this as an overreaction. They might think, it was just a small fight. Why are they threatening to end everything? This is a critical point of misunderstanding. From the neurodivergent perspective, that small fight isn't just small. It's a data point that confirms a negative category. This relationship is not entirely good. Therefore, it is entirely bad. This absolute certainty can be overwhelming. It feels like an undeniable truth, not just an emotion. The logical conclusion, based on this processing, is to end the perceived broken thing. Understanding this cognitive difference is the first step. Neurotypical partners need to know that the threat to end things often comes from a place of genuine, albeit misinterpreted, certainty. It's not manipulative. It's a direct outcome of a brain struggling to hold conflicting information. The brain seeks clear categories, and, partially good, isn't a readily available one. For the neurodivergent individual, learning to identify this pattern is crucial. Recognize when your brain is defaulting to all or nothing, and pause before making irreversible decisions. One technique is pattern interruption. When you feel the absolute certainty that things are over, consciously introduce a gray thought. This argument is bad, but our last week was good. Another strategy is to externalize the thought. Write down the all or nothing statement. Then, write down 3 exceptions or counterexamples. This forces the brain to acknowledge nuance. For neurotypical partners, when your neurodivergent partner expresses this all or nothing feeling, avoid dismissing it. Validate their feeling, even if you don't agree with the conclusion. You could say, I hear that you feel like this relationship is completely broken right now. I understand that feeling is real for you. This acknowledges their internal experience. Then, gently introduce the concept of gray. I see the part that feels broken, and I feel that too. But I also see the parts that are still strong. Can we look at those together? This approach doesn't invalidate their experience. It helps them expand their perspective. It provides a different category, partially good and partially challenging, which is a new concept for many. Building a gray area muscle takes time and practice. It requires both partners to be patient and committed to understanding these fundamental cognitive differences. Communication is key. Explicitly discuss this all or nothing trait outside of conflict. Establish a safe word or phrase for when this pattern emerges during an argument. This isn't about changing who someone is, but about developing strategies to navigate a specific cognitive style. It's about building bridges, not demanding conformity. Embrace the complexity. Relationships are messy, full of grays. Learning to see and appreciate those nuances can lead to deeper, more resilient connections for everyone involved.